After a very long wait and a lot of free multiplayer DLC for Mass Effect 3, we finally have some story-based downloadable content in the form of Leviathan. Now, Mass Effect 2 had some pretty impressive DLC, particularly Lair of the Shadow Broker, and here's hoping that Leviathan can match or even surpass the quality of that.
The pacing of this chapter is quite a strange beast. You'll find yourself in this laboratory on 3 separate occasions, scurrying around for clues as to where your next target is. Seriously, get used to seeing this place. This could have been a good opportunity for some puzzles, but instead of actually having to use your brain, you simply select items around the lab and the game does all the work for you. For example, there is a code you need that the lab's owner has kept close to his heart. There is a picture upstairs that his daughter drew. The second you look at this picture, a cutscene promptly tells you there's a number written on it. That number must therefore be the code, and don't worry about writing it down. The game will automatically enter it for you when you return to the terminal that requires it. In older generations, you would have had to examine the picture with your own eyes, see the number there for yourself, write it down, and then manually enter it, without this spoon-feeding crap found here. The game jumps from placing you in a large area with little sense of direction and not a lot to interact with, where literally nothing happens, to shoving you straight into a confined linear space where you fight waves of the exact same bad guys you've already fought countless times before. The game even recycles and pads these environments by forcing you to backtrack. The game designers will call this efficiency when using limited resources on their CVs and resumes. Gamers call it tiresome, underhanded, and just plain lazy. With regards to the battles themselves, the DLC believes the only way to enforce a difficulty curve is to increase the quantity of enemies on screen. A brute, 3 cannibals, and a marauder, followed by 2 brutes, 7 cannibals, and 3 marauders, does not make for engaging gameplay. It does not force you to use any tactics, and it certainly isn't fun. 9 times out of 10, you'll find yourself sat behind cover, just firing out at the monster of the moment, occasionally having to switch between disruptor and armor-piercing ammo. As always, boss battles seem to have been one of the greatest casualties of modern gaming, so don't get your hopes up for any of those either. Environments and graphics naturally fit in with the rest of the game. That is to say, there's still nothing exciting to see, and you'll feel like you've seen everything before, just with a different layout. Most of these areas are rather empty, there's no life or character to them, and put bluntly, they're boring. The plot is the main reason most Mass Effect fans have been eager to grab this DLC, and the ending does indeed give us some interesting revelations and lets us in on a few secrets that slightly change your perspective on the Mass Effect universe. Most of this new information does reek of still trying to fix the ending, and of desperately making sure numerous plot holes and loose ends can be filled in. This isn't anything earth-shattering, it's a creative team trying to clean up their own damn mess. Lengthwise, you're looking at an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and most of that is taken up by cutscenes and dialogue as opposed to, actual gameplay. Many of the issues I have with the main title come out to play here too. The hacking minigame for bypassing doors, etc. is still missing. The choices you make don't seem to have any real weight to them, and don't make any real difference to the larger scheme of things, and as always, there are numerous bugs and glitches. I cannot put enough emphasis on just how disappointed I am that there are no new enemies, no boss battles, no new anything, really, on offer here. A cheap grab for cash from a fanbase that has already been exploited to the limits of their tolerance levels.
In short, save your 800 Microsoft points and buy something worthwhile. This has been Afro Blue, thank you very much for watching.
No, seriously, fuck EA.